Here we go. Here we go. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe button. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Here we have another crazy story, another crazy story. Coming out of straight of Chicago. Out of Chicago. Don't forget it's the summertime now. Once it's the summertime in Chicago, you know what happens, right? Let me tell you what happens. Oh, it gets nice and warm. Everybody want to hang out. Everybody's outside. Everybody's enjoying the weather. But for some strange reason, in the summertime in Chicago, that's when it's at its most violent. It's violent all year round, but in the summertime, it's crazy. For example, the 4th of July is coming up in about, how long is that? What's today's date? The 21st? I don't know. 21st, I think. So in about 2 more weeks, it's going to be the 4th of July in Chicago. And I could predict from now, it's going to be a violent 4th of July. The reason why I say that, because I've been watching Chicago closely for the past many 4th of July's, at least for the past 5. Imagine that.
And for some reason, after a violent 4th of July holiday weekend. Police say 5 people were shot at a block party early this morning at 56th.
Imagine that. So what happened, you have Gleesh right here. Lil Durk gave him no money. Lil Durk didn't give anybody any money for the most part. Maybe he gave India some money. Imagine that. Most of his friends, he didn't give him any money. He didn't put them in a position to where they could start a business or where they could, basically do something with themselves. He just basically had them around for protection, bodyguards in a sense. And they didn't know how to do nothing on their own. Only thing they know how to do was, do whatever Little Durk wanted them to do, I think. But he didn't have any money. That's why he had to return back to Chicago. You would think Chicago being a dangerous place, he would have said, you know what, I'm not going back there. But he had no choice but to. Lil Durk left him financially strapped. Imagine that. Imagine being left financially strapped. They said this man was spending years and years around Lil Durk, and he was never empowered. So he had no choice but to go back to Chicago. He met his demise in Chicago. R.I.P. to this man right here. They said the individuals who did this to him was already laughing at him. For whatever reason, people from Chicago like to do things to people and laugh about it. They think it's a joke. They think it's a game. Don't worry. They be picked up soon. Imagine that. And then they're going to say, you know what? Then they're going to start saying something else. I don't know. But either way, it's a sad situation. Whoever did this to this young man. No sympathy. These individuals don't have sympathy for each other. They really don't. Gang members. Gang affiliated. So that's what's going on in Chicago right now, unfortunately. Another one bite the dust. It's a terrible thing, it really is. Lil Durk, he's locked up right now. If he comes back out, things just won't be the same anymore. Imagine that. Things just won't be the same anymore. Probably come back out, all his friends are gone now. But he has money. He should be able to get new friends. Don't forget these individuals from Chicago. All they want to do is go where the money is at. Once the money is there, they're there too. Imagine that. They're where the money is. They're trying to get some crumbs off the ground. That's it. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying. You would have thought Lil Durk would put his OTF members in a position where they could generate their own funds if he's not around. But no. They're dependent on him. They're like dependents. So that's what's going on with this young man right here. He couldn't survive those dangerous Chicago streets. Most people can't. Most people can't. I'll never forget what they did to Blood Money. If he can survive, Blood Money can survive. Nobody could in Chicago. So that's what's going on right now. Summertime is here. These individuals from the Midwest feel like, you know what? It's the Midwest, but we're going to treat it like the Wild, Wild West. So Glee never made it. He never did. He's never going to get a chance to drive around in Hellcats and fast cars anymore. Imagine that. It's a terrible thing. Hopefully these individuals say, you know what, enough is enough. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over. It's like a broken record now. Over and over and over and over again. They said those OTF members are taking a whole lot of losses. Imagine that. Only the family. I don't know a lot. Only thing I do know is crime don't pay, but I see him do it. Unbelievable.